What's up guys, today we're going to be disassembling another Apple Airport device. Now this Apple Airport, I believe, is the Apple Airport Mini, as it's smaller than the previous one we've disassembled. If you haven't seen that video, I recommend you guys go check it out. But yeah, we got this new Apple Airport Mini that we're going to be disassembling today. So first off, on the back here we have a power port, 2 ports for Ethernet, USB, and a reset button. And on the front here we have a little LED indicator. On the bottom there's nothing special, just the FDA regulations, where it was assembled, and of course the Apple logo. We've taken the bottom off of this Apple Airport Mini, and it appears to have hex screws, so we are going to disassemble this. But first I need to go grab my hex screwdriver. We've torn down the Apple Airport Mini, and what you'll notice is that the board is completely separate from the power supply. Now, how this thing connects to the board is actually kind of genius. So when you set the board on top, it mounts onto these screw holes here, and the screw holes are made of metal, and so are the screw points. So when you screw this whole assembly together, it connects both positive and negative via the screw holes. Looking at the top of the board, we can see that there are some pieces of metal covering chips with thermal heat pads on top, and then inside the case we have heat sinks. Now another thing you might have noticed is that the LED light that is on the case is still mounted in here, and that's because it uses, I believe, the same maneuver that this power supply uses, where it goes in like this and it touches to these connectivity points to connect to the LED, and I believe that's how it connects to the antenna as well. Since we're tearing this down and I do not plan to put this back together, I'm going to take these shields off of the chips and we're going to see what's underneath. Alright guys, we've completely removed the metal shielding from this portion of the board right here, and there's no chips underneath. I believe it's just for heat dissipation for these chips up here, as it was almost exactly mirrored in the shape. But yeah, it wasn't easy to get the metal off. I actually ended up curling it while using pliers to remove it. So we took the rest of the heat sinks off from the other side, and we can now see the chips and what brand they are and what they do. So this chip is called an Atheros, and I'm not 100% sure if that's how you pronounce it, but basically this is the chip, this is the main controller of the chip, what sends and receives the signal. This is basically the cache, or the onboard RAM, basically. It's the temporary storage. And then I'm not quite sure what these other 2 chips do. Well, I know this video was relatively short, but that is going to have to call it for today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one.